USA. Own the flag, stewards. Be a stud citizen. Reminders from our flag for Friday, March 12th of 2021. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, America. All right. And what do you think of that kind of bizarre sunset behind Mount Evans in the Front Range of Colorado? Pretty cool picture. All right. So let's start off our day as we do each day, making sure that we've got our flag at the right status, meaning the right position. And here is where our flag is at half staff today across America. We've got 5 honorees, but 4 half staffs. Half staffs are occurring in parts of Texas, across Illinois, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. All right. Find out the honorees. Click on that link below, and you can find out who those half staff flags are honoring. Today's historical moment from our flag recalls the Truman Doctrine. Yeah, named after who else? President Truman. What was it about? Well, at the end of World War II, a different set of battle lines were being drawn during the breakup of the former Nazi Germany and all the land that it controlled in Europe. 2 of the Allied forces, the USA and Soviet Union, who were allies during World War II, are now becoming opponents on how to lead, meaning control the people and the land being reorganized after the war. Of course, the U.S., we stand for freedom. The Soviet Union stands for communism, dictatorship, totalitarianism, whatever you want to call it. We each had different approaches to help rebuild the war-torn countries of Europe and beyond. So on this date, 2 years after the end of World War II, on March 12th of 1947, President Truman presented a plan before Congress called the Truman Doctrine. The plan, which essentially is a foreign policy, meaning how do we work with or how do we interact with foreign countries. This foreign policy would stop the spread of the Soviet Union's communism-based expansion, particularly that expansion or the way they were trying to go into vulnerable, meaning risky or weak countries in Europe, Asia, and elsewhere. So we set about doing that with varying degrees of success, and I'd say more success than failure, especially after you look at what happened in the late 80s, early 90s of the Cold War, when the walls came down on communism and so many people finally were back free, back in the embraces of the way God wants us to be, free people. In his Truman Doctrine speech to Congress on March 12th of 1947, Truman stated, "It must be the policy of the United States to support free peoples who are resisting attempted subjugation, meaning oppression or military control, by armed minorities or the pressures outside." Absolutely. That's what we stand for, not only for freedom in America, but freedom around the world. And these totalitarian governments taking over and controlling formerly free people definitely is a threat to world peace and American security back then and still is now, as we've got to keep our eye on China and Russia and other places that follow the communist approach. We've got to keep on them and keep them down, keep them away, keep them from controlling more people. Inspirational quote from our flag: "The whole success of the proposed program," meaning the Truman Doctrine, "hangs ultimately on the recognition by this government that the American people and all free people that the Cold War is in fact a real war in which the survival of the free is at stake." It was in 1950 and still is today. Although the Cold War technically is over, we still got our biggest opponents, dictator, communist type countries of China and Russia. Today's fun from our flag. Let's get off of that and finish up with a couple Cold War jokes. Do you know why the Cold War lasted so long, more than 40 years? Well, because the Soviet Union kept Stalin. Get it? Stalin was a dictator of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 52. And I don't know, this other one I think is just too long for me to get through. So I'm going to let you read it on your own. Some sort of crazy hamster joke that I found and adapted and had some fun with, so you're welcome to check that out on your own. And now it's time to recite the pledge. Students across America, home or school, inspired by America's desire to bring liberty to those oppressed beyond our borders, please unite and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's it. Thanks for being part of today's flag tribute. Go out and be a stud citizen. Keep America beautiful. And remember, in God we trust. Happy Friday, America.